If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me. Wouldn't it be crazy? But you still amaze me.
Started playing Celeste.
What the heck is Celeste?
It's a little indie game. It was free on Xbox this month. It's pretty difficult.
Like, is it a platformer or what?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
it kind of reminds me of like a platforming tower fall ascension. Like you can dash
That
through
actually
the
sounds
air and
fun.
stuff like that. You
Yeah.
can't like shoot anything or anything like that, but it feels similar. I don't know.
That's cool. I've been playing the normal this week. What's been crazy, or we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
What's up, guys? This is Better Than Static. I'm your host, Tyler, as always. And with me, my two best friends, Lucas
Okay.
and Chris.
Hello.
Please excuse Chris. He just woke up because we're doing it on a Saturday morning, which is never our first choice of when we do it, but, we have to do that sometimes. But this week, light on topic, so it's going to be a lot of shooting the bull, so hopefully you enjoy that. First thing we wanted to talk about was Chris had some more fun stories at work. His job has gotten us a lot of different stuff to talk about. So hit it, Chris.
Okay, so actually yesterday another thing happened with the same dude. So I'll just do both of those. First
Yeah, do
off,
that.
Wednesday, it's lunchtime, everybody's favorite time at work, because you can eat. And we're sitting there, everybody's sitting around the table. Dude sits down next to me. He usually never brings his lunch, like ever. So it's like, whoa, he brought his lunch. And he's helping. He takes out his sandwich, and it looks like it's like a burger or something. But he takes a bite of it, and I just sort of glance over, and the entirety of the inside is pink, like it's barely been cooked. Period. Like it's raw on the inside, literally.
I gotcha.
And
And
nobody
go ahead.
else like reacted. So I can't react at that stage because I
yeah,
don't
no,
want.
if nobody else reacts, you can't freak out on him.
I was freaking out though. Like, dude, the dude's eating a raw patty. How is he not? How is he like? What? Isn't he gonna get sick? Like, this is raw. You can't eat raw beef. What are you doing?
I don't know, cause Greg's in-laws, I think it's his in-laws. Well, someone in his family that he's related to will just go get like a handful of raw beef and eat it.
That's
Like,
disgusting.
of raw ground beef. I swear that's what he's told me that one time. And like, I'm with Chris. That's not healthy, correct? I don't know. I don't eat raw beef. I don't know.
Well, like I expected him to not be at work though yesterday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, because I expected him to get sick. He was there. He was fine. I don't understand.
Maybe he was just trying to get sick so he could take some like days off or something like that.
It's like seppuku, but for work, where you can just take off.
Not worth it.
No. I've had food poisoning before. It is not worth it.
Yeah, I've had food poisoning too. They were both times I've had food poisoning were from McRibs at McDonald's, and I don't know what, like, it's just not in the cards for me to eat a McRib, but I love McRibs.
It
It's
shouldn't be
weird.
in the cards for anybody to eat those.
I was about to say
They're so
They're
good, dude.
disgusting.
the restaurant that I got food poisoning at. It was in seventh grade.
Hold on, let me guess. Ruby Tuesdays.
No,
Ah,
no. It was Johnny Carino's, and it was a chicken parmesan panini.
oh, and the chicken wasn't all the way done.
Yeah, like I was eating it and I was like, this chicken is hard. Like it's not good. And my parents, the people I were with, was like, oh no, it's a panini. It's like grilled and toasted. It's supposed to be kind of crunchy and stuff. And I was like, it's not right. And I only ate like 2 or 3 bites of it, and I was down for like a week. Like it was bad.
One of our friends in 4th grade, he got food poisoning from Ruby Tuesdays. That's why I guessed Ruby Tuesdays.
I gotcha.
I think his was like the mayonnaise from his burger got him sick because it was warm,
Ugh,
like it was left out room temperature.
yeah.
And he's like he like questioned it, but he still put it on his burger, and I was like, And when you question that stuff, especially mayonnaise is not something you want to question.
No.
And I know Chris hates mayonnaise altogether, anyway. So,
It's the worst.
yeah, it is. Well, I like it on some things.
I like it
Like
in
some
the
things
trash.
it's good. Well, okay. But like, I don't know if you're allowed. I know when we find a baby bird, we give them like the little pieces of like ground beef, but I don't know if we're allowed to eat ground beef.
No, we're not. We're not supposed to eat ground beef.
Then why do people do it?
Because people are crazy.
I think a little of it is fine.
It's like cookie dough, like raw egg. Like a little bit's okay.
well, I eat a lot of cookie dough in my
I'm
day.
I'm not convinced cookie dough actually makes people sick.
I think there's just a chance because it has raw eggs in it.
Well, like Rocky, like chugs raw eggs in Rocky.
Well, Rocky was, I mean, or was it Bruce Lee that did like raw ground beef and eggs in a blender and drank it? Like that was
Like
his,
I don't see why not just
protein
cook those
shake?
things. Cook those things and eat them.
Right,
Like you know what I mean?
You're
Like
getting the same stuff from them, I would think.
I feel like
but-
I don't know. I just I don't understand. I get like it's protein and that's why boxers like drink the egg yolks or whatever. But like why not just cook the eggs and eat the eggs for protein?
You're right.
I don't know. But like I do have something weird. Like a coworker of mine, it's actually my boss, that like sometimes he doesn't heat up his food, and it's not like stuff like that. You know, is okay if you don't heat it up. Like pizza. Pizza's okay if you don't heat it up. It's not the best, but it's okay. But he'll eat like cold pasta or cold salmon patties or cold like I don't know, broccoli casserole with chicken in it. Like it's just super weird.
Is it okay? Do you just have a microwave?
Yeah, we have a microwave.
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole stove. There's a stove down the hallway.
Oh well, if there was a stove, I would heat it up. But I don't like things heated up in the microwave.
But you would okay, let's say you have a thing of, ravioli that was cooked the night before. It's cold.
Yeah.
Are you going to heat it up in the microwave or eat it cold if those are your two options?
Well, first, I would never have ravioli because I don't like it. But second,
Well, some kind of pasta, Lucas. I don't know what you like and don't like.
I don't like pasta, but I would eat it cold.
You're lying.
In the option of putting it in a microwave or just eating it cold, I would.
No, I would see you eating one piece and you're like, "Oh, this is nasty. I'm going to go heat it up in the microwave." That's what's going to happen to you.
No, I do this on a regular basis, Kirby. Not with pasta, but with other things. If I don't have the option to put it in if I have to put it in a microwave versus eating it cold, I usually just eat it cold.
No, that's not right. I don't like that.
Why?
I don't like the
Why
way
what?
the microwave makes the texture and all that kind of stuff. It like softens everything. It's gross.
I think you got the wrong microwave.
Yeah, I don't. Here's my thing. I would
Like chicken
pizza
strips.
is fine cold.
Chicken
Strips are fine in the microwave.
No, they're disgusting in the microwave.
I've never had that opportunity before, so I don't know.
Like you go to Cheddar's, you get the chicken finger basket thing or whatever dinner, and like you can't eat all
Here's
those.
the problem.
So you bring
I
them
eat
home.
all of them, so
There you go. But
Well, this isn't an example, Chris.
no,
But like I just
like I've reheated cheddar fries in the microwave. Those are fine.
no, I
I've
could not do
reheated-
reheated fries in the microwave.
I just don't save fries. Like fries are something I don't save.
Well,
Because-
they're covered in cheese and stuff, and then I had ranch to dip it in. It was totally fine.
Okay, I'm sure that would be fine.
See, for me, like, if I had leftover fries with cheese and all that kind of stuff, if I was at my apartment, I would just put them in the oven for like 10 or 15 minutes at a low temperature, get them warm, and then eat them.
See, that is the
It's-
superior way to reheat things.
And but
I'm
if
not
I-
gonna say I'm not gonna
Like,
say like the microwave's top dog. I'm just saying like if
yeah.
that's your option, I'm gonna use the microwave over eating it cold. Unless it's pizza. I like cold pizza.
No, but see, the thing is, though, if my stove was out, like if I didn't have a stove and I just had a microwave, I would have just ate that cold. Like, for me,
No.
it's not worth putting it in a microwave. It just ruins, like, everything.
I don't think I'm just not with you on that one, dog.
Okay.
That's a yikes for me, dog.
I can't tell you the last time I used my microwave. Like, honestly.
I used
I feel like you used it when I was there.
yeah, but that was a long time ago. Like that was like at least
was-
a year, right?
No,
Wanna try that
that was
again?
like 6 or 7 months
Oh no, that
ago.
was in the summer. I thought it was like in February when you went up there.
No.
Yeah, I did use it for something, but I don't remember what it was for.
Was it for frozen stuff?
You steam vegetables in your microwave.
Yeah, I steam vegetables and stuff in it.
Oh,
so-
that well then never mind. That'd be not.
Yeah. Because I don't know. There's not that big of a difference between.
Wait, okay, so I've been thinking about this dude for a little bit because like I feel like he's a weird cat a little bit. I don't know what it is. Like I just can't really place my finger on what makes him a little like odd. But like, and yesterday, like I was just like sitting in the break room, like I absentmindedly have left like one of my earbuds in, but I was like carrying on a conversation at the same time with somebody else, and like the kind of weird dude asked me what I was listening to. So like I just rather than tell him, I was like I'll just show him because it's easier to just do that than explain it, you know. So you look at it and look at the album, look at the artist, look at the song. So I'm like, I don't know how to explain music sometimes. So I just show people. That seems like a normal thing to do, right?
Well, here's the thing: if they have a question at that point of I've never heard that band, they'll ask, and you don't have to like assume. Like
Well, he just
at
said,
that point,
he just says, "What are you listening to?" He doesn't ask me like, so I'm like, okay, here, I'll just show him, and then I can take it from there.
yeah.
Like it's easy for me to just show them and to try to explain it.
Wait, what was it? Was it just like music?
I was listening to music, so I was like, I'll just show him the music.
See, I would have just said I'm just listening to music. Like that's like that would have been the end of it for me.
That seems weird. See, that seems now if I say that, I feel like I'm a jerk. Oh, I'm listening to music.
Well, like there's multiple things you could be listening to. You could be listening to an audiobook, podcast, like other stuff like that. Now that we're in the the time we are, I feel like just saying music is fine because there's other options you could be listening to. And like, you know what I mean?
And he can always follow up with, well, what kind of music?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't, it's conversation. But like I can also get the idea of you don't really want to explain what band and stuff, so you're just like, hey, here you go, or like you're invested in a conversation.
Because at the moment, the song was not a well-known band, so I'm like, I'll just show him because I can't explain it by just saying, oh, it's this band. It's like he's not gonna know who it is, so like there's no point in saying it. So I'll show him. So I just showed him, and then for some reason, that he came off to him like he was like, I don't know, it was weird. He was like, oh, so it's like, oh, you busy? Like I'm like, he was like offended, and I was like. No, I mean, and I was like trying to explain myself. Like, no, I mean, I just showed it to you. Like,
I assume you can read, so I showed it to
and
you.
I was like, I didn't really mean like anything. I thought it'd be easier just to show you than to tell you because I'm not good at explaining things. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what kind of overreaction was that?
Wait, that's the same dude that ate the raw beef?
He's getting mad cow disease.
This is literally the thing I was about to say. Is it the same guy that farts next to you at your cubicle? Okay. But like I don't see why that guy got offended because here's the thing.
I don't either. I don't know if there's just a weird misunderstanding.
I think he's just overreacting.
It was really weird. I don't know.
Honestly, like here's the thing that would have like here's another thing that like if you said music, he's like, oh, you don't really want to talk.
That's what I was. See, that's what I didn't. That's why I didn't do that.
Here's the thing. I think that with that guy, that seems like a lose-lose. You know what I mean? No matter what you said, I feel like he's gonna come off as offended.
I don't know. It was just so weird. I didn't know. I really didn't know how to react to it. I was like, what just happened? Like, because usually I've done that before. I've just showed people what I'm listening to, and they'll go, oh, I know that band, or they'll go, oh, I've never heard of them. What do they play? And then I'll like, what kind of music do they do? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I can just go from there. I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, and another thing is like if it's like a weird name for a band and they like
It wasn't.
they don't. Well, I mean, like if it was, they get to read the band and you don't have to say it. So like it's like they should comprehend what it is and like not miss. Because like let's say I was listening to Animals as Kings or whatever as Rulers, and they're like, what the heck is that? And
Where
you're
have
like,
you
what's a
heard of
band?
that? How have you heard of that band?
How have I heard of that band? I've listened to that band.
That does not seem like something in your wheelhouse at all. Are you talking about animals as leaders?
Yeah, Leaders. That's what it is.
How? What? That's not even stuff I would expect you to listen to.
Kirby listens to a bunch of weird stuff. Okay.
I dive deep
That
into the
is-
Spotify.
Wow.
Like you dive deep into the YouTube rabbit hole. Spotify rabbit hole for me is just
My
like
goodness, that is.
I just listen to a bunch of related artists. Like I'm like, oh, what's this artist?
How
I
did
go to the
you-
related.
Where did you get to? That is like some like weird technical like.
No, yeah, it's definitely technical metal. I don't. It's the I listened. My favorite song by them is probably Cascade, but like I think it's Kofa and Physical Education are their most well known bands. Oh no, I know where I listened to them from. Tim the Tatman. Tim the Tatman. I was watching his stream and he like people will send him links in the beginning of his stream and say, hey, listen to the song or whatever. That's where I'm like, hey, I kind of like this stuff, and like I went and searched Spotify after that. That's where I found it.
Because I was like, I was not when you said that. That took me like way off guard. I was like, what the heck?
Listen, man, my music taste is like just it's different. Like you'll go like if you listen to my playlist on Spotify, you go from like lo-fi hip hop to punk to like
What are you considering punk?
like Sex Pistols and stuff
Okay.
like that.
I thought you were gonna
Like
say
original punk.
I thought you were gonna say something like 2008 era Fall Out Boy.
No, like I like
That's
Ramones
pop
and
punk.
like Sex Pistol
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like I like actual punk, and then like you'll listen to like electronic music like from Rocket League soundtrack or whatever, and then you'll go to like Christian punk or something like Christian rock, and like it's crazy.
Chris.
Well, like thousand Foot Crutch. That's like it's like a Christian punk metal. It's like halfway between punk and metal.
Pedal. Oh, that wouldn't work.
No, it sounds like a positive.
Oh, let's play some
This is-
monk music.
There you go, monk music. But like, yeah, it's my playlist is super weird.
That is weird. I'm. Anyway, but yeah, I don't like. I just. It was kind of like. Because he didn't really know how to respond either. Because he was like, I guess kind of want to keep your music to yourself, kind of thing. I was like, I don't understand how to react to this situation. I was really taken aback.
Well, like he was the only one asking. Like you were standing talking to somebody, right?
This was during break at the table.
Oh, okay. And like he just came up to you, asked you what you were listening to.
Well, he sat down next to me. I don't remember what we were talking about, like the group of us. I don't remember. But like he just
Wait, so you were talking to other people, right?
yeah. We were,
Well, then you didn't want to like.
We were
Why did
talking
he want to
about
take you away from the conversation?
I mean, everybody was involved. It was just his little side thing. He just asked a question. It's fine. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
that's
Like,
fine.
yeah.
I mean,
But,
I'm not like weirded out that he wanted to know what I was listening to. That's not.
No, I'm not saying that's weird, but like another reason why you just showed him is because you were like I feel like you were talking to the other people, so you're like, oh hey, here you go. Like it wasn't like anything. I don't know. It's just weird. That guy's.
I don't know. Like I find it hard to talk about music with like people I don't know. I find it hard to talk about music with people I know a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Like,
you never. I asked. No, listen. On our trip from Austin, look, Chris had his headphones in. I'm like, hey, do you want to play your music over the radio because I have, that option of an aux cable? He's like, no, I'm fine.
Cause like
So like there was two different types of music playing in my car. There was my music playing through the radio, and then Chris's was like listening to his own in his headphones. Like, oh, I felt bad because I was like forcing my music
no,
on him. I'm
you're
like,
fine.
hey, do you want to try?
That's fine. That's totally on me. And the reason is twofold. One, I think music is a very private thing for me. I don't like sharing it. And two, I'm terrified that people aren't gonna like it.
Listen, no, barely anybody likes my playlist. I really don't care. Like Lucas would get in my car and like bash my playlist. I'm sure he would.
I know.
Yeah, I know I would. because I don't like a lot of music. Like I'm very, very picky in what I listen to. And whenever people ask me what type of music I like, there's not really a clear answer because it's just like, oh, I like one or two songs from like a whole bunch of different areas.
Yeah,
But-
and like there are songs that would hit your taste, like on my playlist. I'm sure because there's Greta Van
yeah.
Fleet and like stuff like that on my playlist, and you would like that. I'm sure you would. And then like I have some older rock, and then I have like Beastie Boys, which I don't think you're a big Beastie Boys fan, but
I like a few of their stuff. Like
like I have
the
their
songs that are
mainstream
really,
ones.
really good. Like I really like Sabotage and
Intergalactic, Brass Monkey, No Sleep in Brooklyn.
no, I forget.
those are like pretty much all the Beastie Boys songs on my playlist.
Fight for Your Right to Party. Is that
Yeah, that one's on
that's
there,
it.
too.
That's the one
Yeah,
I
that
was
one's on there.
thinking of.
So like I have some music taste that would like suit you, but like overall the genres that are on my music, you're like no, that's trash.
Yeah,
And
I,
Lucas likes Bob
very
Seger. That's it.
Like very, very alternative rock. That's
Yeah.
listen, there was a song that came on this playlist Wednesday night. It was called "Freaking Out." And the chorus was basically a guy freaking out. He was just, I'm not kidding. That's what he was doing in the chorus.
He was just singing "Oh."
But it was like freaking out. O's.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that weird.
What did you say after I said this is weird? He's like, oh, he's freaking out. So like you said it, so not me.
But it wasn't that weird. He was just singing "Oh."
Yeah, but it was kind of weird to me.
The song is "Freaking Out" by Arizona. If you want to go listen to it.
Yeah, I know. It's not. Yeah, the name of the song was "Freaking Out," and he was.
I mean, but like it wasn't like he was like screaming. He was just. I don't know.
I don't know.
I do listen to weird stuff though. I'll admit that.
So yeah, and I do too. So like,
yeah,
like,
and I would even say I do too.
I don't make playlists on my Spotify. I literally just go to songs and shuffle. So like, the last song I added to my playlist to my shuffle was "Glamorous" by Fergie. So like, I'm not scared.
That
of
caught me off guard.
Shut up. Hey, what do you want from
That
me?
caught me off guard.
But then we have like the next song after that's like a bunch of Drake songs that I added. So like it doesn't. And then there's Charlie XCX. Like it doesn't matter to me what I have on here. I like her. Shut up. We cannot. And then there's
I the only song I have of her on my playlist on Spotify is "Boom Clap."
that one's on there somewhere. It's way back in there.
Let's see here.
Like
Let's see
it,
if I can go to my like stuff on my music stuff. Oh crap! I listen
like,
to
I
a lot
just-
of blues. Like whenever I'm at work and I'm all caught up on podcasts, I listen to like 70s and 80s blues.
oh, there's the
Dude,
Minecraft
Keith Richards albums, like his solo stuff is so good, blue stuff.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Chris?
I said there's the Minecraft soundtrack. So I'm really like,
Why would you?
'cause
like,
it's super
here's the
peaceful.
thing.
And I like it.
I understand that. Like, some of your ideas of good soundtracks, I don't think are good.
You need to be careful. I swear, if you're talking about Skyrim, I'm gonna come through your computer and strangle you.
I've not listened to the Skyrim thing. I'm afraid to because
Skyrim's
I'm
really good.
That's
The
I'm afraid
Doom
that I won't like
soundtrack
it.
is really good.
no video. Okay, like I really there's like times where I like video game soundtracks are cool when you're playing them, but there's not a lot of video game soundtracks I would want to listen to just on my own time.
Yeah, well, and here's another thing. Like, I would do, like, so let's say there's a movie soundtrack I like. I'm not going to just, like, throw those songs into my playlist. What's going to happen is I'm going to go on a long drive, and I'm going to put that soundtrack on and, like, just listen to it in its entirety.
Yeah, the Skyrim soundtrack's like 4 hours long. So,
I mean, we drove 15 hours one time, Chris.
but like, what soundtrack do you think is just what is your beef on that with me? Because like if it's Skyrim, we're gonna have a problem.
I don't know. Like I said, I've not listened to Skyrim yet.
Then what soundtrack is the one you have?
I can't remember. But there was one I'm just like, I'm not feeling this. I'm just, like, not feeling it.
Why did I share? What did I share with you?
I feel like we were talking about some games on the podcast. You're like, oh, man, this game soundtrack was pretty good. And I was like, I'm going to go listen to that. And it wasn't Skyrim. Because I've not
5.
listened. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember it being Far Cry 5 now.
Yeah, because we talked about Far Cry 5 on that episode. And you're like, man, the soundtrack's fire. I'm like,
I liked
is it
it.
though?
Yeah, I still.
I mean, that's fine. That's completely fine.
Sometimes I would let the pause menu play for a while I was doing something else, just so I could listen to the pause music.
Yeah.
I will tell you one game that has one great song on it that is like Fallout 76, like, you know, Country Road.
Okay,
That's
it's
like
not
one of my favorite songs.
okay.
I don't know if the
I
rest of their
wouldn't.
soundtracks like that, but like
I
I
wouldn't
love that song.
necessarily say that's on the soundtrack because that song existed before that. So like I feel like a
Well,
soundtrack
no,
is
I feel
songs
like if it's in
created
the
for the
game,
game.
it's on the soundtrack. If it's in the game, it's on the soundtrack.
What about the songs on GTA's radio?
Like if you would look up, there's a playlist called GTA Radio.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
but those radio songs on the soundtrack. Okay, some of those songs were specifically made at that time for the sound for the radio, but like songs that weren't, that already existed in the world, like "Photograph" by Def Leppard. Is that
like
song?
I feel like that would be on the soundtrack. Are you saying like songs that already pre-exist before a game or a movie can't be on the soundtrack because they already existed?
But there's a difference. I would consider Country Roads to be on the soundtrack of Fallout 76.
But like, what song wouldn't like? Okay, you said "Photograph of GTA."
Yeah, or like any of those really.
I feel like that
popular
would be on
songs.
the soundtrack because it's a part of the game and you can listen to it. You know what I mean? Like if it's in the game, that's a part of the soundtrack to me.
I don't know. Country Roads just seems. I don't even
Well,
think
that's
is
like the
Country
whole
Roads even in the
theme.
game,
Yeah,
or
it's
is
on
it
like a
just
bunch of
the
radios.
trailer?
No, I feel like it's in a bunch of radios on the game because I was watching a guy play it.
Okay, then. Well, I don't know. It just. I
I
don't.
don't know. Like, what's your idea on it, Lucas? Like, if a song is in a movie, it's on the soundtrack, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the music that is in the game would technically be on a soundtrack, but I think Chris's argument is more that the music that is developed specifically for that game, like this Skyrim soundtrack or the Far Cry 5, like all that music was made with that game in mind. So
Yeah.
I think that's Chris's argument that all of that is really good for those games.
I feel like that's I feel like that's different though. Like, it's still on the soundtrack, but I feel like you would like categorize it as like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be like a more specific categorization. Cuz like in Guardians of the Galaxy, I know, Lucas, you're not a big fan of that, but like you have the soundtrack of like,
Guardians?
which one didn't you like? You said like one on an episode recently, you said you didn't like Guardians or something.
I mean, it's not like my favorite movie, but it's one of the better Marvel movies.
Okay, whatever. But like their soundtrack
Wow,
is they actually have cinematic stuff, and then they have like the pop, the pop music that they played throughout the whole time.
Oh, I know what I said I didn't like about Guardians, just so I don't like the final where he's like, dance off you and me, let's go. I absolutely hated that. But anyway,
Okay.
that was
But,
my
like,
whole beef with that thing. So,
Yeah, but like I feel like so, you know, GTA has some cinematic stuff, but they also have like the radio music. So I feel like you should categorize that as the sound, like the cinematic soundtrack, and then you have like the just song soundtrack. I don't know.
yeah. Because I know, like,
I think.
what was throwing it for me is like the 2K soundtracks and the Madden, like the Madden stuff.
Those are
Like
not
all
soundtracks.
of those. Well, I mean, I think that's
They are classified as soundtracks.
I would think, but if they're not, then they're. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. Is my thing like?
I'm pretty sure those are classified as, you know,
I
that
don't-
game soundtrack.
Oh.
I know
But
the
what?
Witcher soundtrack was pretty good.
It was pretty good. I listened to. Okay, so this is gonna sound really nerdy, but like when we play Dungeons and Dragons, we usually have music to set the tone, like over a Google Home, and The Witcher is a lot of the stuff that we play during the battle scenes.
Yeah, it's really good.
It gets you hype. You're like, oh my god, because like
Yeah.
you have like the. What kind of like what genre is that, like, of mythology? Is it like it's
Uh,
is it Slavic mythology?
I think so.
Like the Slavic style music is a
Norse.
lot of yelling. No,
No.
it's not Norse. I'm pretty sure it's Slavic. Because when we met a guy at a Comic-Con and he writes the similar genre, and I remember his was Slavic.
Yeah, it's Slavic.
Joshua Robertson,
Yeah.
which you should go look up his books. They're pretty good. Lucas bought some of them.
Yeah, I bought the first one. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it is, I think, 2 books behind on my list, so I will eventually get to it.
Yeah. But like there's a lot of like yeah, like in drum, like it
It's
gets
a lot
hype.
better
I'm
than
just
that.
it is, but I'm like saying like there's a lot of like I don't know, it's intense.
Yeah.
The drum beats on it are sweet, like war drums. It's awesome. So that and Chris, is that both of your work topics?
Yeah, yeah. That's all my work topics. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you got us halfway through the show.
Oh,
So like I was making sure you didn't have another one because it could take us even further. But one topic I had, and I didn't really talk about it before the show, but Sea of Thieves has become like one of the top stream video games now. It beat out Fortnite this week, and I think the second most sub 2 person is Summit1G, and he's been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. And Chris, have you played it recently, or
No, I haven't
did you
played
just
it
play
since,
when
like,
it came
April.
out? You haven't played it since April. They say a lot of it has changed for the better for that game. And for me, like I want like some aspect of winning and not just like a GTA style of just go do things. And I feel like that's what Sea of Thieves is, but I feel like they've upgraded where like you can like I don't know, it's crazy how fast you can like, kill people and sink boats in there now. Like so if you see somebody that
if
is
they've
not on your boat.
if they've
Wait, what? Your mic kind of cut out. What'd you say?
I said if they've changed the achievement requirements, then we're good.
What were the achievement requirements?
Well, okay, so basically, like, there's like a bunch of achievements for like turning in like orders for like banana powder barrels, but the drop rates for those missions or for the crates were like 1 in like 1,000 or something. So like,
So like it was just super hard to get those.
and you had to do like 200 of these crate missions. So like, somebody did the math, and it was like, it was impossible. It was, I mean,
And
it basically was like you'd have to play like 10,000 hours to complete the game achievements.
and so, like and that's like even bare minimum because like you have to get the odds for those, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
'Cause,
mean,
like,
that's
they're-
just like if you get it on the odds, I'm gonna look it up because now it's bothering me that I don't remember what it was.
But that's complete RNG, so it's not even going to be set to that. But
No.
that's the bare minimum time it takes.
That's like the purported odds, but since it's a random number, it's not necessarily gonna actually work out that way.
I wouldn't mind trying it again. Like I never played Sea of Thieves to begin with, just because it never caught my interest. I wouldn't mind trying it with like a good crew, of like people I enjoyed playing with. But I don't know. It's not on my top to do list because like I'm still. Here's the thing. Sea of Thieves overcame Fortnite, but also it happened right when Fortnite took an update that kind of killed the game with like planes and zip lines, and
I'm gonna find that article.
it overtook like with a bad update. So like planes, zip lines, and then zombies came back in Fortnite. So nobody liked those. So I feel like a lot of your your bigger players that weren't professionally signed to play Fortnite, like your content creators, switched to Sea of Thieves. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing because Sea of Thieves is probably a good game. So it's good that they had they got their their spotlight because I think they deserve it. I don't know.
I'm just trying.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm just trying to find. Yeah, it's 1,000. Oh, you have to do 1,000 banana crates, so not 200.
And so you have to deliver 1,000 banana crates, and that dude said it took him. He had 200 or 200 hours,
No,
or he's played 200
they
hours.
did the math, and they said it would probably take like 10,000 game hours.
That's almost like when EA made you like
Yeah.
pay to play to get like certain levels and certain like stuff in the game.
For Battlefront 2 or
Yeah.
whatever, it was like to unlock everything just by playing, it was like 15,000 hours of gameplay.
Which is just crazy to me.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'd go back and play it. I mean,
And
if I knew the achievements would be way more
Possible.
possible, yeah.
we might try it. We might try to do that and see how it goes. Um, Another game I really kind of wanted to talk about was I don't you guys probably haven't heard of it, but it's called Spellbreak.
I definitely have not heard of that.
It's still in alpha, and like I really enjoy the battle royale kind of type game, and this is a battle royale, but it's like it is magic fighting. Like it's you're a wizard and you use different element spells
You're
to
a
kill
wizard,
people.
Kirby.
That's awesome. That was good. Also, my name fit perfectly right there. But I'm thinking about doing that, like signing up for the alpha. They don't let you stream it yet because there's still like I don't know the
Bugs
whole.
and stuff, probably, if it's an alpha.
Yeah, there's probably the bugs, but it's like under like like I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but they don't want anything released about it yet. They've released a little bit of gameplay for it, and it looks so the things they put in the videos on YouTube look amazing. So like that probably doesn't get any of the bugs or anything. But I think I'm gonna try it. I probably won't be able to talk about it if I do get it for a while until they like allow you to stream it and stuff. But I think I'm gonna check that out because I need to find something other than Fortnite, just in case like I get tired of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not tired of it yet, but I do need to push my boundaries.
So I went back playing Fortnite a few weeks ago. I played like a few matches with some of our friends.
Yeah.
And I played one night. We played like 3 or 4 games, and I was like, okay, that was okay. And then I went back the next night, and they had released a new game mode, the 20, or the 20
Team Rumble.
20, yeah, whatever it was. I got through one game of it, and it just pissed me off.
Would you like what pissed you off about it?
Several things. One was, well, the main thing was it took forever for the game to even like start. It's like you
Yeah.
land and then you just kept gathering stuff, and eventually you got to where it was like, okay, it's like an actual shooter now. And then if you got killed, you had to wait 3 seconds, and then they drop you in from the sky and you have to float in.
And the problem with that is the way they respawn you. Like they'll have people like other guys on the other team spawn in and then like come up behind you. It's like that's totally ridiculous.
And then you can float in behind people, which was like I didn't mind that as much, but like it just takes forever to get back into it.
Well, the
And
reason they want you to redeploy is because like that way you can go back to your friends or go flank the enemy. Like that was their whole idea behind it.
Yeah,
And they didn't really think about the time thing because like most of their game modes do take a lot of time. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Unless you suck and you go into battle royale and you just die instantly.
I would have much rather had if it just like spawns you back on the ground, like away from everything or something like that, and run back in. Like it,
Well, also you have to deal with the storm too because the storm's still in that game mode. So you have to like
Yeah, true.
the whole idea of redeploy is that you can better position yourself. Like they didn't want you to die and then just lose everything
I don't know.
and then like keep respawning in the place you died.
I played one match and I was like, okay, maybe I just suck at it, and maybe that's why I was mad at it. And then I got through half a game that I was doing pretty good in. I had a few kills, and I died like twice. And after the second death, I was floating down, and I was just like, I'm leaving. I'm getting off. I'm done.
The thing that
I quit.
frustrated me about the redeploy of like once you respawn is like if I built up above like somebody's teammates and like one of their teammates died, they could just float into my build. That was one thing that made me mad when I played it, and it took like a team deathmatch should not take an hour.
Yeah.
Like it took forever. But yeah, no, some of the game modes they're still experimenting with the different game modes because they do want. I think Epic wants to
So?
make something that everybody enjoys.
There's too much in that game that I don't like for me to ever enjoy that game.
Yeah, and like that.
I mean,
The
that's
thing is-
me personally. I know millions of people do enjoy it a lot, but it does not fit what I look for in a game.
Exactly, and I can't stand the people like, oh, it's just dumb. That's a dumb game. Like only little kids like it. Like, that game sucks because it's cartoony and you can't just build things out of nowhere. I'm like, that's just what the game is. It doesn't make it a bad game. Like, because it's all these PUBG or, like, these Blackout, COD 4 Blackout people, like, that game's just so dumb. Why would you ever play that game? I'm like, just because you suck at building or you don't like the building or you don't like the style of the game does not make it a bad game.
No, I like the style and stuff out of it, or like the way it looks, and I don't like the building.
Yeah, and that's just like that's one thing
That's
I
just a
like about that
personal
game.
preference thing, though.
Yeah, it does, and that's one thing I can't stand is like people are like, why do you still play that game? The game's so dumb. No, it's a good game. That's why it made it to the top. It made it to the top. It's still kind of up there, and like if it's not your taste, don't play it. Don't just badmouth a game. Like I never badmouth a game. I've never said, oh, this game absolutely sucks. There's nothing good about it. There's no redeeming qualities. You know what I mean?
I've said that about a few games.
What games did you say that about?
Oh crap, what was it?
I know on Battlefront 2, I said, man, if EA hadn't put the pay to play, that game would have been really great. With that, that's going to ruin the game.
I think
like-
it might have been Paladins. I'm trying to think. It's been a little
Paladins-
while because I like downloaded the beta to my
Yeah, me and you both played Paladins.
yeah, and we like played like because it was supposed to be like the new Overwatch or something like that.
Yeah, it was like the cheaper version of Overwatch. Because we
Yeah.
didn't really want to play, like, we didn't want to go buy Overwatch without having to, like, ever play anything similar to it.
Right, so I like played like a match of it and then started another match and got so frustrated. I mean, I think this is the only game I've ever done this to. I quit and immediately deleted it from my Xbox.
Well, the whole thing
Or
with that game is, like,
whatever it
it was a team-based game, but if your team hadn't been playing that long, you didn't have access to all the other characters. It's like you only had, like, the first level support, the first level DPS, and, like, that shouldn't be it. Because you're going to be playing people that can unlock so many better characters than you could. And, like, that's not what a game, like, that's not what that style game's about. And then you had to pay if you wanted to have the better characters and stuff. Pay to play ruins every game for me. Like, if I have to pay to get better, that's just dumb. And Paladins did that. And Paladins had a great aspect because it was going to be similar to Overwatch but different. And they ruined it because pay to play. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
The first game was entertaining, and I'm like, man, I wish I had more characters. And then I like looked into, I'm like, oh, I have to buy those characters. That's dumb.
Yeah, I did not enjoy it. I don't think anybody else did either, though. So that's
Well, I mean, I think they ruined it off stage one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They tried to copy somebody, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Because they tried, like, if Blizzard makes a game, don't copy it because Blizzard's already perfected that game. I've said that like from the beginning. Like Blizzard perfects games. It takes them a little bit, but they perfect games. Like if they made a battle royale, it'd be perfect. That's just who Blizzard is.
they just hired CD Projekt Red's art director, I think.
What did CD Projekt Red make? They
The
made something
Witcher.
here recently. Yeah.
They're
Which-
making Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Wait, why did they
The
hire?
Witcher
Like,
3.
are they? Wait, Blizzard's gonna make Witcher 3?
No, Cyberpunk made, or not
Witcher-
Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red made Witcher 3.
Yeah, but like, I wonder what Blizzard's got up their sleeve if they're buying that guy because that's a completely different art style than what they use. Like, because World of Warcraft and Overwatch have like kind of a similar style, and then that guy makes like kind of realistic looking things.
I mean,
So I wonder what they're gonna do.
I don't know. I'm sure they've made things that. Well, I mean, doesn't Activision owns Blizzard, or Blizzard owns Activision? No, Activision owns Blizzard. I think. I don't know.
What? I don't know about that.
I'll Google it.
I don't know about that one.
I know one of them owns the other. I'm pretty sure Activision owns Blizzard.
In 2008, Activision merged with Vivendi Games, culminating in the inclusion of the Blizzard brand name and the title of the resulting holding company on July 25th, 2013, Activision Blizzard announced the purchase of 429 million shares from majority owner Vivendi. So, Vivendi was no longer Activision Blizzard's parent company, and Activision Blizzard became the independent company as a majority of the shares became owned by the public. So, like, I don't think they're owned by each other. I think they work together.
Yeah, they're a part of the same parent company. So, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Well,
knew
they
were-
together bought out the parent company.
Yeah, I knew they were together somehow.
That's cool though, because that guy does really good work. Because Cyberpunk looks amazing, Witcher looks amazing. I want to know what. I wonder what they're gonna do with him.
I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. But that's cool. We got a little bit of a games info in this episode. We don't usually do that. I think a crossplay compatible will enjoy that part. Because we're like the black sheep of the crossplay family because we're the only ones that don't talk about video games on a regular basis. But it's fine. Like, I think we're funny.
Yeah.
We hopefully you guys think we're funny too. That's probably going to be it for this episode. We really appreciate you all coming and hanging out. Please like, subscribe, share, and review. We'd love that. That's a great way to support us. If you have a topic you'd want us to listen to, or not listen to, if you have a topic you want us to talk about that you can listen to, you can either tweet that at btstatic on Twitter, or you can email those to btstatic.pod@gmail.com. So please like, subscribe, and share. And we will catch you guys next time. Hopefully, this episode has been better than Static. Bye.
If you like video games, debates, and silly banter, you'll love Gamerheads Podcast.
Outside of your store, because I do feel like your store knows its identity. I do. I think that you guys know what you are. No?
Not always.
Really?
It sells fidget spinners.
Well,
Not anymore.
I mean, for a while. but-
not
I mean,
anymore.
Not,
You're
that Matt.
experimenting
not
with
anymore.
That's what I'm saying, though. You were just experimenting.
Golf was made by a Japanese guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go Iwata.
yeah.
Oh, the game.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
sport.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Well, speaking of Nintendo.
Follow Gamerheads on Podbean at gamerheadspodcast.podbean.com.